We are now ready for Nights into Dreams all levels with Akio. Akio, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Hello everybody, me again. This time I'm going to be playing an oldie but goodie. This is Nights into Dreams for the Sega Saturn, and joining me on commentary is going to be Shuntalk.
Howdy, I'm Shentok. I used to be a runner of this game. It was actually like the first speedrun I did, and probably the one I spent the longest with.
Yeah, I think it was probably like my first speedrun as well.
That's how I
Uh,
met Akio, and
yep. Um, so we're just going to get right into it. I am going to be letting Shuntalk do most of the talking as this game requires a lot of concentration. So I will be getting into it in 3, 2, 1.
alrighty. So basically, Nights into Dreams is kind of like a mix of an arcade game and just like a platformer. It's very much a score attack game at its heart, but it also lends itself to speedrunning for that. Like in each stage, you start out as playing as Claris or Elliot, and currently we're as Claris. And the goal is like at the start of each stage, you lose all these orbs you have except the one that you start with. And oh, is something wrong with your controller?
Yeah, my controller is kind of. Hold on.
Technical issues.
We saved it.
There you go.
There we go.
So basically, you start out each stage as Claris and Elliot. You have these orbs that represent the human ideals, like courage, love, and that kind of stuff. And when you start a stage, all of them but courage get taken away normally. And then you have to go to this gazebo to play as knights using that last orb that you have. And the goal of the game, each stage, is that there are 4 laps, or that you can infinitely do up to a point because you have a timer, and you need to collect 20 of these blue orbs that they call chips in the game, and to do that to release the orb that was put in the cage, and then if you normally if you were score attacking the game, you would just keep looping around after that to build up score because. After you release the cage, you get double points, and so it just lends itself to that, but also lends itself to speedrunning because like the faster you release the cage, the more time you have for score attacking. And then so we utilize that in a speedrun sense, since you also get a time bonus for how fast you open the cage. And basically the way this game works is that you need a minimum C rank on every stage to see the final stage for that character. And that's basically what all stages is that you can get an ending for just playing the 3 stages of the one character plus the final stage, and just all levels is just you play all 6 stages, and then the final stage is the same for both characters. You just get a different ending. So it's like we only have to do the final stage once. But as you can see, just like it's a very colorful game. And then when you at first blush, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. But like once you start playing it and get a feeling for the controls, it's very smooth. It's like they literally made a controller for this game. It's one of the earliest like analog controllers for a console, and it's still probably like my favorite analog controller of all time. Just like the way they designed the analog stick
like
is good.
the only way you can play Knights properly, I feel like.
Yeah, like I've tried other controllers, like using like emulators or modern ports, and it just doesn't feel right. And so at the end of each stage, we have a boss fight. And when you first play through the game, all the bosses are unique, but as you like repeat stages, like you can get randomized boss fights. And so this boss fight has like a neat little like gimmick that's very much intentional, where you can do a paraloop on its tail and just deal its entire health of damage in one hit. Because like the way the boss fight works normally is that you dash into its face, and that destroys one of its links of its body.
There we go.
But by destroying its tail, it destroys all the links at once. And it's very much an intentional strat. It's the only way you can get a 2.0 score multiplier, which is like heavily used in score attacking. And it's like the common thing in score attacking for this game is that you would set this as your boss when you go through a stage. That way you're guaranteed that 2.0 multiplier instead of gambling on one of the other bosses that we'll see later. And then like at the end of each stage, you just get like a score ranking, and then you go back to the title screen. Sometimes you get a hint there, which loses a little bit of time. And then we'll go on to the next stage, which I really like. I really like all the stages in this game. I would say like casually, there's one that's very difficult, but in a speed run wise, all the stages are really fun and have a nice flow to them. It's really amazing. And that's like one thing. That's what I love about this game so much, is that it does have just like a really nice flow to it. Like even like it's a rough game to get started too casually, because like it just like kind of throws you in. And you're like you're not sure what to do. You gotta get a feel for how the controls feel, because it doesn't feel like there's no other game that feels like it. And so
Yeah.
now on this lap, there's exactly 20 orbs that we can collect to open the cage. A lot of the laps, you have some leeway, but on this one, there's exactly only 20, and then you can go back to the left and just save a bit more time instead of having to follow the stage linearly. This is also one of the few stages where we can't get anything to max out our boost meter that you see down there in the bottom left. Basically, they call it the drill attack meter in this game, but it is kind of just like a silly way to say it. But basically, it constantly depletes when you use it, and going through those yellow rings refreshes it by a little bit. The yellow ones refresh it by one, or the orange ones refresh it by 1 second. The yellow ones refresh it by 2 seconds. There was some to the left that you missed earlier.
Oh, yeah, these.
Yeah. But this is also another one where there's exactly 20 before the cage, so if you miss any, then it gets a little bit messy. But there's also a Sonic icon that you can collect that's hidden. Basically, this game has some like hidden items that you can collect. The only one I really understand what it does is the Sonic icon, because that one's really obvious what it does. And that one refills your drill attack meter completely, and it's really handy. This stage unfortunately doesn't have one that you can get. This is also one of the few stages where we can do one lap in reverse. It's just and for speedrun's sake, it's faster because you can just get all 20 relatively quickly, and then you can just keep going to the left and not have to do any turning around. But that's basically the main mechanics. But there's also like a feature you won't see in the speed run, just because it doesn't make sense to engage in it. But it's basically called the A Life system, and it basically was used as like a prototype for what became the Chows in Sonic Adventure. And basically, there's like these little creatures that they call the NiGHTS that wander the field, like you saw right there that just passed by. And you can interact with them in a limited capacity, and they don't really do a whole lot, but they can like have like little fun animations of where nice. So like there's like a little like trick you can do of parking that car, like it follows you around, and sometimes it'll just randomly park itself anyways. And parking the garage gives you extra points when it's like something used in score attacking. But like the NiGHTS, basically their mood determines how the music plays in the stage, and there's like 4 different sets of the music, one for each lap. But we'll go to this boss first. This boss is Gopo. Basically, it's in the middle, but you fight it in as like on the periphery in the cylinder, and it does like different basic attacks, and you have to use these little boosters to hit it. But the interesting thing about this fight is that you can defeat this boss in as little as 3 hits, because of that you get multiplicative damage when you hit it, if you hit it while it's stunned. And that was a really good fight.
Yeah, that was a really good Gopo.
Yeah. So like back on the NiGHTS, basically this game has a living music system in a way. It's like depending on the mood of the NiGHTS determines how the music plays, and there's like 4 sets of the music for each. There's like each lap has its own individual music, and there's also 4 sets within that depending on the NiGHTS mood. So like every time you play the game, the music will sound different, and sometimes it's really amazing. Like sometimes you'll just play the game, and you're like, whoa, I've never heard that track before, or heard it play like that before.
And the OST that I listen to on Spotify a lot. It actually has like the full versions of the levels, which includes all the different variations of it, which is really cool.
That is super cool. I had no idea. And then
Do you have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this was actually for the previous run. It's $5.22 from Alu Vixipede that says, "I would be remiss if I didn't recognize a fellow Pede. Shout out to Armadillo Pede. Heart." So thank you very much for that donation. And that puts us $19 away from Christmas Nights. And you have until the end of this run to make sure you get those donations in if you want to see the Christmas edition of this run, and well, the demo version of it, and potentially playing as Sonic.
Nice.
That's right. So, you do not want to miss the Christmas Nights.
Yeah, Christmas Nights is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll say this is the first stage of 3 stages where you do the first lap on foot, because it's just so much faster than it is to do it normally, and basically, as on foot, you do have some interesting movement where you can chain your jumps in different ways to either get more height or more speed, depending on how you do it. And it's really fun that you can break up the run like that. But this stage is also kind of unique in like the ground around you contorts and moves around you. It's quite interesting, and it kind of creates this dreamlike feeling that the game's going for. Especially like with the name of the title of the stage of Soft Museum, where even though it looks like it's like grass and brick and stuff, everything is like soft and pillowy, and you can bounce off of it in different ways. So now Akio is doing some large paraloops basically to try and get an orb off screen like that in order to skip an auto scroller, because there's exactly 20 orbs you can get if you do that. Otherwise, you have to go through an auto scroller, which is it's a fine auto scroller, but it takes quite a bit of time, so it's nice when we don't have to do that.
Yeah, we usually try to avoid as much auto scrollers as we can in this run.
Yeah, there's only one that we can avoid, and it's just the way the stage is laid out, and even then it's probably the most fun auto scroller, because like you have a lot of interactivity with it rather than just being forced to move in a direction. And now we're coming up to one of the hardest bosses in the game, at least casually. And the speedrun is not so bad because at least you know what you're doing and you can practice for it. But like casually, it's the boss that gets most people. This boss is Jackal, and his whole thing is that he throws cards at you, and he has a cape. And when you hit him the first time, it knocks off his cape. But you don't do any damage to him. The only way you can do damage to him is if you hit him while he doesn't have his cape on. But a mistake a lot of people do, and even me as a kid, is that you let him get his cape back and he's no longer taking damage. But like once he doesn't have his cape, he's very vulnerable, because like the only thing he does is just take the shortest path back to his cape. So as long as he doesn't have it, he can't hurt you. His card, but also trying to get to him is really difficult, especially if you don't have any of your boost meter. Because like trying to close in on him while he's throwing cards at you is really, really difficult if you don't have any speed.
Yeah, he used to be the bane of my existence when I speedran this game regularly, but nowadays it's almost just really easy to keep him away from his cape. You just got to pay attention to what direction he's going.
Yeah, and so that was the last regular stage of Claris's. Now we're moving on to Elliot's stages. And so you see now that the final stage for Claris is unlocked, even though we're not going to be doing that right now. We're just going to move right on to Elliot's, and I like this stage a lot. This is also another stage where we're doing the first lap on foot. But what I really like is that you can, like, if you get good at chaining the jumps, you can really like get a lot of speed and have a lot of expression for your movement as like moving on the ground. Ooh, so close.
Yeah.
And
I almost got a 3 jump.
Yeah. And what's kind of funny about this game is that you can infinitely jump, so your speed just keeps going faster and faster. And there are some ways to be able to just like get yourself in such a way to where you can just keep jumping. But it's just kind of funny that they just let you go as fast as you want. Yeah, I'm glad I got to play this game back in the day. Like I went out of my way to buy a Saturn just for this game. Although when I got my Saturn, I only had a demo of it. It took a while before I was able to actually get a copy of my own. But like I played the heck out of the demo. Oh, you missed some.
Yeah, I think there's a page.
There it is.
And if you want to see that demo, chat, if you want to see the Christmas version of that demo, we are $19 away.
See, I was unfortunate and just had the regular plain old demo as a kid. I didn't know there was a Christmas demo until much later. But
I actually own both demos. Funnily enough.
I do too. So now, oh, never mind. We're on lap 3, so like there's these like bubbles that you can go through, and if you go through them in a certain way, you can collect all the orbs really easily. And another top-down section here. Although this one's a lot less interesting since there's no car parking.
Yeah, no car parking percent.
It's always nice to get it in a marathon run though, because that happens so rarely. Nice, so now we're here, we're trying to get exactly 10 orbs to avoid an auto-scroller. Although, I guess 9's... no. Yeah, you're short one.
Yeah, that's not quite.
Yeah, so there's another auto-scroller afterwards that's like kind of neat. Basically, you get transformed into like a mermaid knight. But obviously it's slow. And there's like 10 orbs you can collect here. There's more than 10, but like you only really need 10. You need to bounce off the... There you go.
Yeah, that particular chip was being stubborn.
Yeah, that was unusual. And then so you just do that and then go back instead of having to do the stage as normal, because it's just so much faster. Like even if you're struggling with getting the chips, it's still hard, or it's still faster rather. And now we're getting to like another boss. Like if you've played like any of the Knights demos, this is a boss that shows up and is like kind of a strange one. It's just like a giant a bunny rabbit that's like a giant like beach ball, I guess. Oh. And just the like she's technically invincible, so basically what you have to do is just get her to the end of the stage by just like going through this like twisted mansion.
Oh, dang it.
Oh no.
I did not mean to throw her backwards.
Oh
Whoops.
no. And just push her all the way to the end where there's like some like trap to pop her, since she's just basically a giant balloon.
Yeah. And if we meet that Christmas Nights incentive, you can see another version of her. And honestly, that was not a bad puppy, just...
Yeah, aside from
accidentally throwing her backwards.
Yeah.
It's about a standard really puppy. Yeah. Puffy also used to give me a lot of trouble back in the day, because like she would not go in the direction you want her to.
Yeah, sometimes she'll just catch a corner and just fly off in a random direction. It's rough. It's rough when that happens. Now we're getting to the ice stage, and this is the only stage where we have an auto-scroll that we're required to do, but it's a fun auto-scroller, I think.
It's a quick one. It's a relatively quick one, too, so... Yeah.
And also the last stage that we'll be doing, the first lap on foot, although this one was only like partially on foot. Yeah. Because there's like 13 orbs here you can collect. And it just speeds up the stage, or speeds up the lap, even though like the first lap isn't that long. Just like, anything to make it faster is always good.
There you go. I was like, where'd the last two go?
And then, oh yeah, the egg timer that pops up. That's like a mechanic in this game. Basically, if you run out of time as knights... Oh, you forgot to go left.
Yeah, I forgot to go backwards first.
Yeah. So basically, you have a timer when you play as knights, 120 seconds, and it basically gives you a lot of time to work through a lap. And if you run out of time, you turn back into Claire's or Elliot, and you have to be able to somehow become knights again in order to continue playing. Or if you get caught by the egg timer, you get kicked out of the stage and woken up because it's basically your alarm clock.
Yeah.
But like the only way you can come knights again if you run out of time is if you have to have the orb on hand, and if you don't, then you just have to figure out a way to get it while as Clerics or Helliot, which like for most stages it's doable, but there's a couple where it's not, just because it's so out of reach. Oop, there you go. And then I was gonna say something and I forgot.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. And now we're getting to the last lap here, where like I said, it's the only stage where you're required to do an auto scroller, and Knights turns into a bobsled, and Elliot rides him, which is kind of cool.
Fun fact: Knights is actually an agender character, because they confirmed in an interview that Knights is whatever gender you interpret them as.
Yeah. Oh man, that's rough. You missed a lot of orbs.
Yeah, I missed a lot when I was doing the bobsled. It's okay.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough, you'd only have to do this auto scroller once, but it can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, once you know where everything is, it's just a matter of lining yourself up correctly. But sometimes even if you know what you're doing, sometimes you could just miss them. And so that kind of thing happens. Oh, you're good. You're good.
Oh, right. It's like right before the auto scroll.
Yeah.
had a brain fart moment, and I'm like, where'd the cage go?
And now we're getting to probably my favorite boss fight, just because it's really fun when you nail it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, so this boss name is Claws, and the whole gimmick is that you can't actually reach Claws. Claws is constantly jumping around from these little dynamite mice, or firework mice, I guess. And normally you can only you can dash through the ones that are lit, and ones that aren't lit you have to do a paraloop through. But like when you're first playing this game, you try to just chase down Claws, and you don't realize that you can't really catch Claws until you make sure that he has no more places to go. But like in a speed run, you can speed it up by doing paraloops over the unlit ones, because you can't destroy those normally by just dashing through them. So like doing what Akio here did was just fantastic, where like you just quickly eliminate all the potential places that Claws can jump to.
Do you have time for a quick donation?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
Luna Menar has donated $20. No comment, but thank you so much, Luna, because with that donation, we had just met the milestone for Christmas nights.
Awesome. So I will be booting that up after this run is over.
Nice. Congratulations. Now we're getting into what I'd consider to be the hardest stage by far for casual players. And like in a speedrun, it's a difficult stage too, but it's one I really like from a speedrun perspective. Just because
Elliot, don't slide down the hill.
Oh no. Just because it is a really technical stage, and if you can nail like everything the stage gives you, then it's really, really satisfying.
Yeah.
But this stage has a lot of auto scrollers. It has 3 auto scrollers in total, and we're going to be skipping all of them. Although the first one is difficult to skip.
The first one is scarier to skip.
Yeah, because there's exactly 20 orbs right before the cage. But the 3 of the orbs are right next to where an auto scroller will suck you in, and if you're not careful, you'll get sucked into it and lose a lot of time. Just because of like the auto scrollers in the stage are really long and they're very uninteresting. Because basically you're trapped on a cage, you're trapped like on a grate that's pushing you like as a roller coaster in a way. And you're just all you can really do is swing left and right to try to collect orbs and stars that you see. Okay, careful. Ooh. There we go. Nice. That was very smooth. So yeah, like if you hit either that booster or get close enough to that grate there, you get sucked into the auto scroller, and there's no way out. You're just kind of stuck doing it.
At least it's not the worst auto scroller to get stuck in, because it's really the second and third ones that you want to avoid.
Yeah, the second and third ones are just like a combined, super long auto-scrollers. Basically, it's its own auto-scroller, and then it goes into the one that we just skipped right
And
after that.
you were very likely to just time out.
Yeah, yeah, because it takes a large chunk of time. So now, oh yeah, the stage has like kind of like a magnetism gimmick. So now we're in this section where we get magnetized and like everything's just attracted to us. But you get like a lot of bonus points for the amount of stuff you have going, like when you leave it. And I like it. It's cute. And now we're getting to like the fourth lap, which is the lap that really gets everybody, because basically the perspective is going to shift to where you're tilted upwards, and you have to climb this tower. But there's hazards and other obstacles that are constantly like in your way and slowing you down. Like there's these little like traps that if you hit them, they'll have weights fall down. There's enemies there. There's spiked rings, which if you don't go through them correctly, they'll hit you, and you'll lose 5 seconds of time on the timer, in addition to whatever time you lose for being stunned.
So right over to the right of where I just opened that cage was the start of the second auto-scroller. Thankfully, it's like really easy to avoid that spot because the cage is just like far enough from it to not be a trigger point.
Yeah. And then also like the hard part of this, like in a speed run, is going back down. This is like, ooh.
Oh, that's
rough.
Unfortunate.
That's rough. So there's this enemy there that has this triangle pattern, and if you go through it, you lose your entire boost meter, and it makes this boss really difficult when you don't have boost. But yeah, when you go back down,
we're gonna fight the Shadow the Hedgehog of this game.
Yeah, basically your rival and your former coworker.
Yep.
This one's name is Riala, and was your coworker working for the main villain before he went evil. And basically, this is like an odd fight where you just have to do a para loop around him 3 times instead of like a normal fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he's also trying to do the same thing to you. Nice.
This one,
but like,
left.
I find this fight really difficult if you don't have any boost, because when you try to dash, your movement becomes a lot stiffer when you don't have any boost meter for some reason. Ooh, almost had it.
There we
nice.
go.
There you go. Made a comeback.
Yeah. Definitely not the best Riella, but at least I didn't time out.
Yeah. But yeah, if you time out on the boss, then you just have to redo the entire stage.
Yep.
Do you have time for another announcement?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure.
We have a new milestone unlocked for Sunset Overdrive, which is, again, the first run of the day starting tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. And this is for watch all cutscenes in Captain Wayne, Vacation Desperation. So if met, Wild Cherry Meteor will watch all of the animated cutscenes in Captain Vacation Desperation, showcasing its unique cartoony style. This is met at a 2,700 milestone of all total donations, and this closes at the end of Sunset Overdrive. And as another reminder, Sunset Overdrive has a bid war going on as well for the character model. And the options for that are man, woman, and muscular woman. Muscular woman and woman are currently tied at a very specific number. So if you want to ensure one of those get met, or if you want to push another one, make sure you get those donations in for that as well. And that closes at the beginning of the run.
All right, so now on the final stage, basically it doesn't matter which character you choose because they're both the same, but you play as either Claris or Elliot instead of as knights. And the gimmick is that you have just one timer for the entire stage. It doesn't refill when you clear any of the cages, because like there's no main point to go back to. And for the first 2, there's exactly 20 orbs, so you can't miss any when you do it. So you have to be very, very diligent about making sure of that. because like especially on the first lap, it's really easy to miss a couple of them because they're kind of out of the way. And then here is going to do a quick turnaround and basically just change the route you're on so that you don't have to go all the way around and go through a bunch of filler just to get to where you need to go. And it's really, really nice that you don't have to do that. And then also same again here, there's another one basically with like just a little queue where after a certain point you can turn around and just immediately go to the end of the stage instead of having to do the whole thing.
Thanks for carrying me around, balloon.
The stationary balloons up top have orbs. If you can't find it.
Oh, right.
There you go.
I just got one as I went over to the cage.
Yeah, very nice.
All right, a little bit of flashing warning, just a very brief flash before the final boss loads.
Yeah. So, like, I guess, like, the way it works out is that both Claris and Elliot are doing the same stage at the same time, and then they both come in to help free Knights for the final fight against Wiseman. Because, like, instead of being all the free Knights at the beginning of the stage, you get pushed away because of a barrier, and you need both the kids to unlock it. And now this is like a unique fight where you have both characters playing as Knights, although the other one's mostly just like following you in a way. And this fight has 4 phases, and each phase you have to make sure both characters are touching the barrier. You'll see a rainbow effect will appear. And when that
do you want to grab the barrier? Thank you.
There you go. that was funny. And then once like you see that rainbow effect, you can let go of the barrier to deal the damage for the hit. And then just like each phase is just like a different but similar gimmick where Wiseman runs away and starts hurling stuff at you. And the first one is fireballs. The second one, there's just like a lot of lines of asteroids. The third one is giant snowballs. And then the fourth one is tornadoes, which is pretty easy to deal with. Like as long as you have boost meter, you can boost through the middle and go through it and not get caught.
Even if you don't have a lot of boost, that time isn't until the screen fades to white. But yeah, like even if you don't have any boost, the tornadoes are not that bad to deal with. You just have to do your little weak boost right as you're going into the middle of them. And time.
And a GG.
And that is Nights into Dreams. If you want, I can just... Oh, well, let's watch this ending first. Because this ending is great. So each kid has their own, like, dream. Claris's is basically she wants to audition to be a singer in a performance. And Elliot's is that he wants to be really good at basketball. And the demo, the opening cutscenes for both of them are like basically they're them trying to live out their dreams, but their dreams become nightmares because of the Nightmarans. But now with the power of Knights by her side, she can audition to sing with some la-la-las. There is a Knights pinball table in Sonic Adventure. That is actually how my brother and I got introduced into Nights into Dreams.
Yeah, I imagine that's how a lot of people got introduced into Knights was through Sonic Adventure. Because like there's those posters that are around, and then you got the pinball table. Or no, Sonic Adventure 2 had the posters.
Sonic Adventure 2 had the posters and the hotel.
Yeah.
Right, so that is the end of that. I am going to go ahead and turn this off for a moment while I switch discs. Shintok, if you can like explain what the Christmas Nights demo disc has.
Sure. So Christmas Nights was like a demo disc that Sega put out, basically because like Knights wasn't gonna make the holiday season for the release as they originally planned, so they put together like a demo disc. That in Japan, I believe if you bought, there's the Sega Saturn bundle you could buy, and I believe there was other ways you could get it. And in the U.S., it was given away in like a Saturn magazine or wherever the magazine Sega had at the time. And I believe the same thing was for the UK or the European release of it as well. So basically, it was just like at first glance, it's just a demo disc where you turn it on and you can play through the first stage of the game that we saw in the speed run, Spring Valley, as either Claire or Claris or Elliot, and then you have a boss, and then if you played it during Christmas season, the game would change and it would say Christmas Nights on the title screen, and all the stages would be Christmas themed. And you have new music, and it's really festive. And once you play it once, you can you have permanent unlocked it through the presents that you have here. And then basically the way this game works is that there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of presents that you can unlock that have like a lot of like fun things. There's a sound test. There's like trailers for the game. There's like pictures of like figures and different renders that they had for characters. Just a whole lot of stuff. And like the more you play the game, there's like a matching game that a memory matching game that you play whenever you beat a stage that lets you select things.
That is not what I wanted to do. I just realized I do have a completed save file that I should have loaded instead. There we go.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I have all the presents unlocked in this file, which is necessary for this this particular category.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. But also, if you do play it during the Christmas season for the first time, you get a new intro, an animated intro that like sets up like a silly Christmas story of like Claris and Elliot are like, man, we're like wandering around and no one's really feeling the Christmas spirit, and then they're like, hey, Knights, what can we do, kind of thing. Not in such an explicit way, but something like that.
So in the Christmas Nights speed run, you would think, oh, you just start with the levels, right? Well, actually, we start the speed run with Sonic Into Dreams, because if you complete both Elliot and Claris's levels, it goes to the credits, which means that you would have to sit through the credits or reset through the credits to get to the Sonic Into Dreams. So we like to start with Sonic Into Dreams, get the good part in first. So we'll be starting this run in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck. So like playing as Sonic is kind of goofy. Basically, you have like the same movement as you do on foot, but you move a lot faster and your jumps are a lot faster. It's kind of funky feeling, but it also plays in the Christmas stage. And because you can never play as like Knights, so you're always on foot, you have like an arrow that's pointing you on where the nearest orbs are. And sometimes it can be kind of disorienting because you're moving so fast. But in general, jumping's like your fast way to move around, even though like all your movement's faster. It just means your jumping's also faster.
Yeah.
But once you get all 20 orbs, then the arrow just changes to where the cage is. But
I think the arrow is probably the good thing about this particular mode is that you're probably thinking, oh, if I play Sonic Into Dreams, I'm probably going to get lost, right? Nope. The arrow always points you in the right direction no matter where you are.
Yep. But like it's kind of a funny mode because it just exemplifies like that. Yeah, you can speed run this game because there's like a timer here. It's like, hey, how fast can you go?
Yeah, that's a neat feature.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably the first time like Sonic was ever truly in 3D in a game.
Yeah, because I believe this predated even like Sonic Jam, which was kind of like the Sonic Jam and Sonic R. I'm not sure which one came first. Alright, it was right here. Right in front of my nose.
Yeah, Sonic R was 97, so that was definitely after Christmas Nights. Sonic Jam, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I think Jam was definitely after this, but I'm not sure like what year it was.
Oh yeah, Sonic Jam was also 1997, so yeah.
And this Christmas Nights was 96, right?
Yeah. It was basically like late 96, I think.
By the way, shoutouts to Nights into Dreams turning 30 in July.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good point. Can't believe it, 30 years old.
Yep. Oh, I was like, where are you pointing me to, buddy?
There you go.
Sometimes it helps to change the camera angles, but like, that makes it just even more disorienting to keep up with.
Yeah, for me, I do it just because it's nice to see where I'm going, but I can understand not wanting to. This is probably like also like one of my favorite like renditions of Christmas music in video games.
Yeah,
just because
I love
it
this
feels
music.
like fresh and familiar at the same time. But Sonic Team in the 90s was really cooking with music. Like if you ever get the chance, like check out Burning Rangers or like even if you haven't, Sonic Adventure, of course. Lots of great music.
Burning Rangers is another really good speed run.
Yeah. I really like that one. I did that for a while, and sometimes I think about going back to it.
I mean, that's pretty much my story, is like, I retire from a lot of games, and then after a while I get the urge to run them more, because I miss it.
Yeah. Like, sometimes I'll bust out a night's run just because, like, I just want to play the game, and speedrunning it's, like, my favorite way of going through the game. Like, even as a kid, I didn't really understand the concept of score attacking. So it's like, I never saw the final stages as a kid because I didn't understand that I needed, like, a better score to see it.
Yeah, I think my very first time when I was just learning to speedrun Nights, my first run was a failure because I had gone too fast on one of the levels and had a D rank. So I got the last orb here, the last Idia.
Nice.
So now I'll be fighting the boss. As Sonic just stands there. There he goes. For a moment, he was just standing there like, what? Say hi to Puffy? Question mark?
Oh yeah, Eggman Puffy. And I think this is a track from Sonic CD, right?
Correct. I did not know that for a long time until my boyfriend told me.
Oh wow.
Because Sonic CD was actually his first Sonic game, I believe.
Oh wow. That's pretty cool. Meanwhile, I didn't know the Sega CD was a thing until the Sonic Mega Collection came out.
I think that's probably about where I learned about the Sega CD as well.
Yeah,
whatever collection, or whatever it was that I first played Sonic CD on. I can't remember.
The Gems Collection.
Oh yeah, probably Gems Collection, yeah.
But the Mega Collection had like those high quality intro and outro videos for Sonic CD, and I remember I watched those a lot just because like the music was so good. You got that Sonic boom going on.
Mm-hmm. So that's the Sonic portion done. Now for the main attraction itself. So Claris's Spring Valley in this version is basically same exact layout, except everything is all Christmas themed, like you saw in Sonic in Your Dreams.
Yeah. And what's really cute is that Knights gets a new outfit too, and Claris and Elliot get new outfits.
Yep.
And depending on the time of year you play it as well, the snowflakes change.
Yep.
Which is like kind of a cool effect.
It's like very specific dates too, I think.
I think there's some that are specific dates, but most of them are just like if you play it during this month. But I could be mistaken. It's been a long time since I've looked into that.
I think I've seen a chart somewhere that talks about like which day the flakes change to a certain pattern.
Nice.
But there's like other holiday events as well. There's like the New Year's version where everyone has like different outfits, and Spring Valley is just it's just like the standard Spring Valley but with different music.
Yeah. And then if you play it on April 1st, you can play as Realia instead of as Knights, as like an April Fool's thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you can unlock changing to Realia whenever you want. Just like I think it's just fun that like this demo is just like almost like a feature filled to be a full game on its own right. There's just so much in it.
Yeah, it's like I always tell people when like talking about Christmas Nights, it's like a over glorified demo disc.
Yeah. But like if you love Nights in the Dreams, and there's just so much content in here that's nowhere else, because like in later ports they added some of the Christmas Nights content, but not all of it. Like especially like the Sonic into Dreams that is not in the later versions.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that are not in the later versions, the PS2 and the HD version. Right, so not only is the stage and Knights all dressed up for the holidays, Gilwing is also dressed up for the holidays.
Yep, and you get a new song here, and it's also another one I really like.
Wow!
Ooh, nice.
First try Gilwing.
Very, very nice. And return the star to the tree.
I really love the cutscenes in this game, but man, is the narrator so quiet.
Yeah, they redubbed the narrator in the later ports, but I still like the original one the best, just because it's like emblematic of 90s dubbing.
Yep. Good old 90s where sound balancing wasn't everybody's forte.
Yeah.
Right, Elliot's Spring Valley is actually different than Claris's, mainly by his layout being different than hers.
Yeah, it's a wholly unique route, even though it's the same stage. It's quite fascinating, and I'm kind of glad they went with that route, with doing that way, because it makes the stage feel fresh.
Yep.
But it's also like kind of like a weird route you have to take, just because there's not really as clean of like a orb collection as there is for Claris's route. But it's still really fun once you like find a groove for it.
There was another runner that actually like went through to try and create a route for this speed run, mainly for this stage and Sonic in the Dreams.
Nice. I remember I wanted to figure out a route for this, and my plan was just to like see what the score attackers do, since like half of score attacking is speed running.
Yeah.
And I just never got around to it, and then I just stopped running the game.
Yeah,
'Cause I think-
Shentok and I kind of quit speedrunning this game like about the same time, and it was like right when the Knights community was starting to grow by a lot.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. But that was good times.
I'm still missing some. Where
Yeah.
the heck? Did I miss one? Oh, there's one.
Yeah, I don't think there is enough to get before.
Yeah, I would have to go past it and see if I can find any.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some.
There you go.
Now I can go back.
Yeah, I highly recommend giving Knights a try. It's one of those games that you may not like it at first, but the more you play it and the more you get a feel for the movement, the more fun it becomes, and you can really start enjoying it.
Thankfully, it's a game that's readily available because you got the version that's on Steam.
Wasn't the Steam version delisted, or did they not do that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I don't know if it's delisted. I know they delisted, some Sonic games and also, some older Sega games. I don't remember.
Yeah. But, I mean, personally, I recommend just finding a good Saturn emulator. BizHawk's good. SSF is also another...
really good, yeah.
SSF's another really good one, and making sure you turn on analog. That way you can get the best experience for this game. And I feel like the original version controls the best. The PS2 port controls really well. The later HD ports, they don't control that well, although I know for the Steam version, there's a mod that someone made to restore analog control, because for whatever reason in the HD versions, the analog control is broken.
Yeah, for some reason it has more like D-pad feeling control.
Yeah, because this game you can play with a D-pad, but it's like it feels really stiff and clunky. And so
I forgot that this is reversed.
Yeah, we fight Gilwing again, but now it's reversed. And even though it's the same exact fight, it feels awkward when you're doing it in the opposite direction than you're used to. Although in normal gameplay, you can make Gilwing go in the opposite direction. I believe if you hold left when you're loading into the boss fight, you can make Gilwing go the opposite direction. In the normal game, I could be mistaking that, but I know I've seen it go in reverse sometimes, and it throws me off when that happens.
I thought it was more like you do that to prevent Gilwing from diving.
Oh, that's holding right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd probably just do it normally at this point.
Yeah, it's just not working out in my favor.
Yeah. So basically, you just keep hitting Gilwing's face like 20 times or something like that.
And sometimes that can happen where, like, you go to grab Gilwing's face and you just go right through it.
Yeah, I try to be slow about it. Like, I wait for the head to come back before I start dashing in, because there's like a little bit of a pause between the head reappearing and before you can actually deal damage.
And I think time is going to be when the star appears on the tree.
Oh no.
Oh, you're almost dead, aren't you?
Yeah, you got 2 hits, I think. Oh. No.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So I'm going to be having to do that level again.
Yeah, like I had that same problem when I was just playing earlier for fun. It's like just having to go in from the opposite side really throws me off, and I lose all my muscle memory for doing the quick kill on that fight. But I guess I can talk about like some of the things in Christmas Nights. There's a really cool sound test mode where you can adjust the mood of each of the Nightopians in each section of each stage, and so you can basically create your own version of the music and have and get like see how all the variations that can play out, because like it's so granular, and it's really amazing like how much how much the music can change just based on like their mood. And then there's also a viewer, so you that tells you like on your current A-Life file what the mood of the Nighttopians are on each stage and how evolved they are, because they can evolve just from being interacted with.
They can also breed with Nightmarins.
Yeah, and do funny things like that. It's very, very strange. But it's like, it's not really like a full-fledged like raising system, since it was just mostly of them just like figuring out the basics for it, and it
They were
ended up,
basically just testing the system.
yeah, and that basically evolved into the A-Life system in Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, which for some reason they never returned to.
I know they keep. I think they joked about returning the Chow system at one point, but they never did.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Like these days, I probably wouldn't be too like excited about interacting with it, but I know a lot of people who would. And it's really a shame that they just kind of neglect it.
Yeah, it's like it was only around for 2 games ever, and then just dropped off.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of around in Sonic Advance because you could transfer your Chow from your main
the tiny
version.
Chow Garden.
Yeah, but it was more like an evolution of the VMU one.
Oh yeah, because you could actually put your Chow on the VMU, and you could actually interact with it on the VMU as well, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was basically like a Tamagotchi or the Pikachu one that you could carry around.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the Pikachu one was. I just remember
I don't remember either. I just know that Pokemon Channel actually makes a reference to it.
Nice. But yeah, I remember I had the Pikachu one. I remember I'd bring it to school all the time just to get the shakes on it, and so I'd have wear it like on my waistband.
There we go. This is like the trickiest mirror to deal with, because like it's hard to find all the chips you need to open the cage.
Yeah.
Okay. Second time's the charm.
You got this.
Yeah, I think it was the Pokemon Pikachu.
Oh, is that what it was? That's what it was called?
I think that's what it was called, yeah.
That's funny. I just know that like it's like a weirdly like expensive collector's item these days. Even though they sold millions of them.
You know what?
Yeah, just go for the normal kill. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
like I
it's
said, just like doing in reverse for whatever reason just messes with the muscle memory.
Yeah, because it's like I know where I need to be in order to hit him the other way, but
yeah, just be patient.
I think there was another trick that you could actually like paraloop in front of his head when it disappears, and it'll just keep hitting him.
Something like that.
Yeah. I remember Soya used to be able to do it.
Impressive.
There we go.
Nice.
So yeah, that's it for that boss, and I believe time will be when you fully see the Christmas tree. And time.
GG.
And now we get to see an ending cutscene.
With the help of knights, Elliot and Claris found the star, shining in 7 colors. But the entire story was a dream. So, what was that star? They don't talk about the dream they saw.
Gee, it would be a shame if Elliot were to trip at any time.
Something special will happen after they embark on an adventure with knights. They start feeling cheerful again. And now, happiness, like the light of a small candle, starts filling the city once again. Everything is okay now.
Everything is okay now, chat. Christmas has been saved.
Yay, Christmas in
Give a
June.
star of happiness to the heart of these brave children. Give a star of happiness to the heart of everyone.
Merry Christmas.
And then, yeah, in addition to these animated cutscenes, you also get a unique a cappella version of the theme song of the game.
Featuring Marlon Saunders, who does he does the theme song for Burning Rangers, and he also does the singing portions of Knuckles' theme song for SA1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed both Nights and Christmas Nights. It's always a real treat to show these games off, especially Christmas Nights, because it's as we said before, it's really like a glorified demo disc that like only a few people could get their hands on back in the day.
Awesome. Is there anywhere we can find you, like on Twitch or something like that?
Sure. I am on Twitch under FurisketoAkio. I'm also on Blue Sky under that same name. So if you want to look me up, check me out in those locations. I post about things on Blue Sky semi-regularly, so if you would like to keep up with what I'm up to, definitely give me a follow.
And I'm Shentalk everywhere. I don't post much on social media, but I'm like I said, I'm Shentalk everywhere. But I do stream on Twitch regularly.
He streams a lot of like older games.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, oh, sorry, you were gonna say something?
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay. Then thank you so much for being on No Glitches Allowed. What an amazing showcase. And stay tuned for the raid since it is the end of tonight. So stay tuned and we'll get the raid going very soon. Well, hello, no glitches allowed. I am your host for the next like 2 minutes. I'm Ad129. Qubit had to step away for tonight, but I do want to thank them for an amazing hosting time tonight. And yeah, gonna read you one quick thing. We're gonna initiate the raid, and then we'll be back tomorrow. So, no glitches allowed is raising money for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. And we saw one more day of No Glitches Allowed with honestly an amazing set of runs tomorrow. And so definitely come back tomorrow morning at 12 p.m. EST for some more amazing runs. But yeah, that has been everything for me. We're going to initiate our raid here. We're going to be raiding UKSG since they have their marathon happening right now. And so, like I said, thank you so much for being here at this hour of the night. And we'll be back tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. You know.